What's up, YouTube? It is Memorial Day weekend, May 25th. This is my very first time out of the year turkey hunting. Work, sports for kids just isn't happening. And it's the first weekend we haven't had sports. And I also wanted some sleep, so I did the 10 to noon. Sat in the field for about an hour. It's now 5 to 11. I'm gonna make my way to a different field and see what we've got, kind of that late day game, which I hear a lot about, but I realize I haven't made a video in quite a long time, so as I'm walking through the woods here, I'm gonna paste together some clips, just give you an update what's going on at the farm. So if you remember last year, we planted 3 white swampy oaks in the woods, caged off. Obviously coming back strong, some fresh new growth. Hoping these babies really take off. These are gonna be maybe when I'm an old man making acorns kind of deal. But for my kids, my grandkids, and some lucky guy who inherits or buys this farm, I'm excited about these. Everything that I've planted that you've watched me plant over the years has kind of been in the orchard. And that's fine, but other than some food plot deer, everything I've killed has been in the woods. I like hunting the woods. If you know deer and whitetail, they're basically like just a big rabbit, right? Creatures with the edge. They like to cut through here. The neighbor's property to the east, which the first 2-3 years I've hunted here, has been corn. Last year was soy. This year's not even tilled up. This one doing really well as well. And I've had better hunting when there's corn north and east of me. If you watch my videos from the winter, though, you'll see that I definitely hammered my food plot a lot more over the winter, maybe giving them a little taste of what that is. So excited to see if that changes things if we don't get corn again. But we'll see. It's and this one's not doing as good, huh? I mean, it's got new growth on, but certainly if you look at this one compared to the other two, the growth isn't there, leaves aren't there. Not worried about it, just not ideal. Might come back here with a weed whacker and kind of cut up around here. So anyhow, had an average year trapping. Got 2 female coyotes. Didn't trap too hard because we're building our house, and that didn't necessarily want to put traps up and around some other better spots and have a dog trap there while contractors are working. This rope scrape is incredible. I did not buy the $30 wildlife kit or whatever. It's like a 30-foot piece of rope for like $7 that I cut up, tied across there. They've been hitting it this spring, winter, and of course all fall. But so 2 female coyotes off the property. As you guys know, that's not going to change a thing. And as the season ended, those big males show up. I don't know. I've caught 4 coyotes in 2 years or I'd say 1.5 years of trapping, and I don't know why I can't catch the boys. But we'll be living here full time in the summer, and that'll make trapping a little more easier. And I also intend to talk to some of the neighbors so I can kind of trap the field lines. I don't think it'll be an issue, but you never know. It's a good opportunity also to talk about turkey permissions. You guys have seen my land. I've hunted my own, I guess I'll call them fields, but the roost trees are not near the fields. And so I just don't get good action on my property. And I'm surrounded by big, beautiful turkey fields, which the success that I've had in turkey hunting, which is not much because I'm pretty casual in it, has been in fields. Although my biggest bird, 24.5-pound tom with like a 9-10-inch beard, if I remember right, was in the hardwoods, basically off the roost. So take that for what it is. But you can just see how green it is. You know, normally May it's this green, but I mean, I'm gonna keep filming here till we get to the creek because the amount of rain, I mean, first of all, it's just depressing because we haven't had hardly any sun. Just an incredible amount of rain. Yeah, so come August, this is usually dry. I'd say it's a little higher than it normally is, not substantial. So on the docket, I'll make another video later. We got some more oak trees coming in from Whitetail Hill, a couple more chestnut trees, and some wildlife pears that I'm going to plant back here. So I'll make a video about that. I'll say though, usually I think the last two times I've ordered for them, I've had my trees by now. It's almost June, not quite outside of their ship to window. But I would like to have had them in the ground by now. We're missing some good spring growth as these trees haven't arrived. So not knocking the guys. Everything I've planted of theirs has grown well. Chief River Nursery evergreens, Doug firs have been a different story. I think I maybe got one that survived last winter. Could be my fault. I bought more. We'll see how that goes. But getting near the field edge now, so I'll chime back in a bit. Well, I found some birds in the field. Zoom in here. Maybe hard to see them, but you can hear them. Not the birds I'm looking for. All right, guys, tapping out. It's afternoon, noon, 12 p.m. Pacific, which is the cutoff for us here in New York. So, again, you can just see massive amount of water that we've had. So we're walking up to the clover plot. I frost seeded again this year. Grass is really sort of taken over here. That's okay. This is one of those. And keep it mowed. Put that chicory and that clover down. If you remember from old videos, never grown particularly well. But we put some pear trees in. These are doing pretty well. Just sprayed a week ago. You can see here we got some fruit. Quite a bit. Don't know if they were pollinated or not. You can see I'm trying to train the branches a little bit here. Really surprised the deer haven't nipped these off. I thought that might happen. Because if I get a chance, I'll show you my apple trees. They are clean. So this is a newer one. When I say newer, bought 4 of these at Lowe's, 2 last year and 2 the year before. So that first one I showed you has been in the ground a couple years, along with this one, which isn't doing as well. But again, tons of beautiful flowers this year. Some pears forming. I'll see how many of those hold on. And then that's the other new one over there. So, small project the boys and I did over the winter. Oh, I should mention, that's like a native fruit or a pear tree. They never get very big, but man, the deer crush it. So, the boys and I, by hand with chainsaws, and actually what was really the best thing, wish I would have done it a long time ago, I bought a saw blade for my hedge trimmer. And remember, I've got a Husqvarna brush trimmer, so 2-cycle, high-powered. But some of this I did with a chainsaw, and others, like the little stuff, man, just came in zzz, over the winter while there was nothing going on. Wasn't vegetation, wasn't hot. Still got a little bit of work to do, but the idea being you can see the shooting tower up there without the cover on. That's that buck hunter that I took off in the winter, and I'll leave off until the fall. But I'm not going to bother with getting up there to show you the view, but it gives me a good, probably 20, 25 feet extra to be able to see further there. Again, more for gun than anything. You can see, as always, this side of the plot now hasn't been sprayed, hasn't been mowed yet, but tons more chicory, tons more clover. This is where the deer just hammer it. Came in here yesterday, I mowed part of the orchard and cleaned up around these. I'm going to spray some Roundup around them. But the 4 chestnut trees here doing okay. 2 not so much. This one here is outside the cage because there's like a rock under there. It's just not growing, and you can see that's not doing too well. This one over here also not doing great. Planted some new persimmons this year. I had one hang on from last year from Whitetail Hill. You see that's a really active scrape right there. Dead ash tree I'm probably going to cut out this summer. And all 6 of them died. I've talked about this before. Credit to the company though for reimbursing me for that. And this time I bought them from Twisted Tree, which is more northeast, more local. 3 of them look like they're not doing well at all, and 2 of them doing okay. And there was a couple other little tiny ones I just put in a pot, and they're not growing either. So I don't know. It's either the spot or persimmons. One of the 2 is not working for me. From the White Oak Nurseries here in upstate New York, we've got 4 trees planted there. Same company that I bought those swamp oaks from. 2 are red, 2 are white. I only planted the red because the guy wouldn't sell me 4 white. And why not? A little bit of variety there for the critters. Maybe hard to see here, but I'm going to save myself walking around over there. All doing really well. Peaches over there, doing decent. Here, it's spotty. You know, peaches die if you don't spray them. I spray them sort of half-assed is what I can get over the counter. And that is what it is. These are apples. These have been trimmed for the last 2 or 3 years. So these are the ones trying to really do well in. And up front, which I won't show you today, now that we're spending more time here, put a lot of effort into taking some of those really old overgrown apple trees and trying to maybe bring them back to life a little bit, similar to what we did with these plums. I got most of the black knot off of these plums. Check them in every year, and this year I haven't removed any. So they're obviously kind of growing out of these almost stumps. Never trim your plums, apples, peaches, any fruit tree like I did here, unless you really have no choice. And my choice was they're either getting all cut down, and probably did cut down about 20 of them in different spots because of the massive amount of black knot, and then see what kind of grows, what's left here. You can see, I'll put in air quotes, doing well, in that, you know, these trees are growing. I'm not trimming them, I'm not maintaining them. This was kind of a, let me hack them up, get all the black knot off, see what happens. I sprayed them very well. Last year we had a couple plums, so I've cut down, I think since that opportunity, or since that project, maybe 2 or 3 of them. You can see here's another one that made it a year and it's coming down. So these are where some of the chestnuts are gonna go. These chestnuts here are doing fabulous. This one would actually be far outside the cage. But you can see that the deer got it last fall. It's recovering strong though. Gonna come back today later. Memorial Day, weed whack around them, spray. And this is funny, right? So these were, I mean, look at all that new growth just this spring. Here's a better idea, right? So this was all kind of where it stopped. Now that's fresh growth. I mean, that is another 15 inches just this year. So really like these tree tubes. These were bought as little 12-inch sticks, basically, right? And these ones I bought at Walmart for 40-50 bucks, about twice the cost. Obviously, and they're also were planted a year earlier, doing really well as well. You can see here, actually I'm just noticing it, the deer, despite my efforts, having a little feast here on the edge of it. There's so much shit to eat here, it drives me nuts that they'll nibble on my stuff. But these are doing really well as well. But if I'm honest, I think that thing is going to outcompete, catch up, and surpass it for really only about a third of the cost. I think those are about $15 each. Then you add the grow tube and stuff onto it, but again, relatively easy to plant versus buying them for 40 bucks at Walmart from the same company, just already established. And these ones didn't do much the first year. The next couple years they started to take off. So I don't know. Don't know if I'll get any chestnuts this year. I'm thinking next year for sure out of these, and those ones maybe another year or two. But what else? So we walked past the food plot. You can see it's almost kind of returned to normal. If you go back and watch my winter video, it's easy to see that it got absolutely hammered. I mean, this was brown grass. Now I've mowed it once this spring. Brown grass. This was brown dirt, like someone had tilled it up, especially the radishes, the turnips, all that stuff, just destroyed. So I mowed it over before it got too crazy, and you can see some kind of little bit of stuff popping up in here and there. And this will be a kind of an example of, maybe a bad example, some of my other trees where the deer have already kind of hammered these low-lying branches here. Got some apples growing. Beautiful. These all got pollinated. Should be loaded. Here's the main plot. And I mean, there's some leftover stuff, right? And some stuff that's sprouting this year. Actually, these trees back here, these apples, aren't nearly that bad. If I had the time, what did I just trip over? If I had the time, I'd bring you up front. But I'm tired. I've been hiking. I need some water and some coffee. These ones haven't been hammered that much, but the ones kind of up front there, way off in the distance, those have been, all the bottom branches almost stripped clean. So anyhow, that's my spring update. I don't know at what point I'd be doing another update for you guys. I'm gonna plant some trees, tubes, nothing too exciting. As I'm walking here, I guess, as I'm talking, these are the white oaks from Chief River Nursery, doing wonderful. Got 4 of them. I have 6 from Whitetail Hill coming this year, mostly because I had a credit with them from the persimmons. So again, credit to that company. They died, they didn't make it. They gave me still credit. So I spent that on some more oak trees. Gonna kind of turn what's happening with these peaches, where they're dying and where I'm cutting them down. I don't want just big giant fields. I want to have trees, so gotta space them out around here. So maybe that'll be my next video. It'll be a quick one. You can see these peach trees are struggling. So hope you guys had a great winter and you're staying as warm and dry as you can this fall. Talk to you soon. Couldn't leave y'all hanging. So near where I park up front, you can see how these lower branches have just been picked clean, even on the bigger kind of older trees there. So anyhow, so I realized I didn't even tell you my my hunting story. So depending on how I edit this, the last clip you may have seen is those geese. So I set up kind of in the middle of that field edge there, kind of looking out, with about 40 minutes of legal time left, and didn't really expect too much, but kind of a beautiful morning relative to where we're at. And I was there maybe 20 minutes, again, just kind of enjoying the morning, not really caring too much, and watching a couple deer off in the distance. I'd bumped a deer earlier in the hardwoods, and then later on after that I ended up bumping a couple more deer that came in. So I saw a bunch of deer, geese, And here comes this bird, not from across the field, but kind of to my left. And I caught it out the corner of my eye, got ready. I could tell almost right away it wasn't a big tom, but I thought maybe, right? Maybe there's a long beard hanging off, and I hadn't seen him strut or anything yet. So he gets to within about 15 yards. I don't see the tail fan, but I see just this 3-inch stub, and I could tell he's a young Jake. And to each their own, perfectly legal in New York to shoot a Jake. The vibe that I was in, the mood I was in, everything going on, he was getting a pass. And then of course he saw me and putted away, actually took off in that field, which was kind of cool. Not cool that he saw me, but you get within 10 yards, you're going to get busted. So love turkey hunting. Not really hardcore into it, more or less just an excuse to get out. And that alone though has me thinking I might hunt once more, which is going to be tough because I'm going out of town for work and got a bunch of shit going on. But it's enough motivation to maybe get one more in. So wish me luck.